Hey guys, Dantix here, back with another big Cyberpunk 2077 update. It seems patch 1.2 is nearly here and CD Projekt Red have released some information outlining a few changes that are coming with it. Note, there will be more changes than the ones we're running through now, but these are damn welcome. CD Projekt Red have stated they want to earn their fans' trust back, so no doubt they'll be working their butts off on patches and DLC in order to elevate their game, and this is just the first major one of many, so definitely keep your eyes peeled. Let's start with the first change, how the police react to your crimes. CD Projekt Red says this is an important step in addressing the behavior of the police in our game. It should decrease the problem of NPCs spawning behind players' backs and create an impression that it takes some time for the police to arrive at the crime scene after the crime has been reported. We've also added a recon drone unit to create the feeling of police assessing the situation. So, as you're seeing, police will actually function more like police, rather than spawning directly on top of you when you inevitably take out a pedestrian as they stupidly cross the road while you're transporting contraband. Police will arrive from a distance away, but send the drone in first to scout what's going on. I like this change as the system as it stood really broke immersion. You would turn around and there would be suddenly 4 psycho squads behind you. So the next change involves how vehicles handle. CD Projekt Red says, analysing feedback on our driving model suggested a lot of players were having issues with the speed of steering. Most complaints came from players using keyboards on PC or were on platforms with a lower frame rate, and centered around how hard it was to keep cars off the sidewalks and such. We have added a steering sensitivity slider in the options menu. This allows for the steering speed of all vehicles and all input devices to be slowed down without affecting the maximum turn radius. When experiencing lower frame rates, our cars were harder to handle. We traced this to some code that wasn't handling extreme changes in the frame rate properly. The steering speed is now very consistent from 20 to 60 plus frames a second. Last, we looked at a bunch of tweaks to individual cars and adjusted some of them that were too twitchy in lower frame rates, including the player's Archer Hella. So, we can see how slippery vehicles felt even in patch 1.12. Patch 1.2 fixes that feeling and makes vehicles handle better overall. One of the first mods the community made was to actually fix this issue, and that's good that the devs are listening to feedback. The next change was to fix an issue with vehicles getting stuck on the environment. CD Projekt Red says, there are cases where our vehicles can get beached or high-centered on stuff in Night City, and we have now added an unstuck feature that kicks in when you're accelerating and not moving. While holding down the accelerator, you can now rock the vehicle forward or back or rotate it left or right. I admit, this happened to me a fair few times and I was forced to abandon my vehicle. Being able to handle your vehicles better and get them unstuck when they ride up on the curve works together and overall makes the driving experience better. The last change we're outlining is regarding dodging and key bindings. CD Projekt Red says, dodge on double tapping a movement key can be turned off in the control settings. The dodge action can still be performed by double tapping the crouch action key. It should now be more feasible to move WASD bindings around the keyboard. There still remain a few bindings that need to be addressed, but these should be fixed in upcoming patches. So, by being able to turn off double tap to dodge, that should stop those unwanted dodges mid-combat. It also means you have control over when you dodge, especially since the Kolesnikov is tied to dodge and you may have a very specific moment you're looking to activate it. This was yet another mod the community made pretty early on. So those are upcoming changes coming to Cyberpunk. I expect this patch to be dropping before the end of the month, and no doubt it'll have more changes and fixes with it. This is a step in the right direction, but I really hope for the game's sake they have some big story additions and some features being worked on. What do you think? Tell me down below. Thanks for listening, and for everything Cyberpunk and RPG, you're already in the right place. Ciao friends.